You're listening to Denver Wine Radio.
It's a DJ and a winemaker yakking about music and wine.
Presented by Bonaquiste Wine Company.
And now here's Cha and Polly.
Hey everybody, welcome to Denver Wine Radio. Hey, it's a very special night here in the winery.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got Cha-Cha here.
Well, hey. Well, thank you, Paul. I wasn't expecting that, but...
Yeah, but we have a house full of winemakers from around Colorado.
Right on.
And so we're going to try to talk to every one of them tonight.
And you know what they say about winemakers?
What do they say about winemakers?
They make great wine.
Oh, good.
Yeah, right?
That's what they say. I guess so. Hey, but anyway, our special guest right now is Steve Flynn from Vino Salida. Did I get that right?
You got it right. We call it Vino Salida.
Oh, do you say Vino Salida?
Yeah,
that was going to
be
be my next question.
Say Vino Salida.
So, okay, we want to be proper here because, like here in North Denver, we call this the North Side, and I'm not going to let you call it something different.
Right.
How's that? So let's go with Vino
Salida.
Salida.
Salida, yeah. It's the same in Spanish as it is in Italian. So,
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, so tell us about Vino Salida, man. You've been around a while.
Yeah, been around a while. Well, officially 10 years. But I started working for a Mountain Spirit Winery in Salida, for 4 years. So they're winery number 15 in the state.
Are they really?
So
I know they've been around a long time. I didn't realize they were
a long time. The doctor and his wife started the winery in 1995, and I didn't start working for them till 2002. That was my first harvest, and I haven't missed one since. So, but working with them, I got inspired by the local winemakers. There's like 70 to 80 local winemakers in Salida. All Italian. The Italians came for the railroads and the mines, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, all had their bubbling batches in the cellars, making their supersetta and all the different kinds of stuff they used to make that they don't anymore, So I learned a lot from the locals as well. So I started foot stomping myself with friends in the backyard in 2004. And so I've been collecting barrels and wine drinker since. So that one barrel led to quite a full winery up there, and we're in Poncha Springs now. So
are you really?
Yeah, right at the crossroads where 50 and 285 meet. We had a winery built for us right there. Been there for over 4 years, and have a kind of similar experience as you. Wine bar, food, just tying the Italian experience of wine coming to the table, and it's not anything that should be treated like a drug, and it's just food. So that's my philosophy. So, and the true Italian is sourced as local as possible. So, it's really being inspired, and then inspired by, what you've done for 13 years, that it's the same vein, the Balistraris and Sparrow and Bonaquiste,
The Italian way is the best way. Come on.
Always.
So that's my inspiration. So
before you started working at the winery, your first winery, did you know anything about wine, or is that where the bug kind of hit you? Or
that's where the bug hit me. I started experimenting, and I was geeky in high school. I started making wine in my closet in high school.
Okay.
So I had little batches going, but I was always a cook, and my background's art as well. So I went to art school. So I was always cooking and doing art since I was a little kid. Our chores in school, our parents worked weird hours. We had to have food ready when they got home. So it's always been in my blood.
So you started working at the winery and just started to learn, and
I read
just
every
said,
book
I got to
they
do
had.
this myself.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah, I started making a bunch of carboys for myself, picking dandelions, getting fruit in from Peonia and Palisade, and then grapes eventually. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's good, man. And you do a lot of different wines.
We do. Yeah,
you've expanded. I mean, you've just grown over the years, and you're doing. So tell me about some. I know you're doing. Do you do some mead as well?
We do mead. Yeah. When we first opened the winery in 2009, it was a great harvest. But 2010 we started having all those cold events. In 2010, I could only source enough for my foot stomping. Because I haven't quit doing the foot stomping. We're having our 17th annual this year or something like that.
Oh, wow.
I'm losing count. And
so it's totally the Lucy and Ethel when you say foot stomping.
It is.
Totally?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And we make wine out of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like Balistrari, but we actually let adults in, too.
Okay.
So
Balsteri's only they let the kids do it.
the little feet.
The little feet. Yeah.
okay.
So,
But what was the question again?
well, mead. We were talking
yeah,
about
mead,
a
yeah.
little mead and some of the other products that you make. So, no,
Right. Well, mead, actually, we had a fourth generation beekeeper move to town, and she was only 2 doors down. We were kind of similar to this, but actually way junkier. This is real classy strip place here.
Yes,
but,
it is. Yeah.
But ours was, pretty mechanic and doggy daycare, but we had honey production move in 2 doors down, and a young gal, Jamie Johnston, and she brought in all this raw local honey, alfalfa clover, and I was like, okay, well, 2010 we could only source, just about 3 tons, which isn't much to make a business out of. So I'm like, okay, well, how about making mead? So we've started making mead and haven't quit that either. So that's how we brought that into the portfolio, and we just kept adding stuff as we found what people wanted. If we specialized in one thing, if we grew it, Pinot Noir, we'd make like 7 kinds of Pinot. But we have people waving their credit card, and they're like, well, if you make sweet wine, we'll buy it. So, we started doing from sweet to semi-sweet, off dry, really dry. My passion is dry reds in barrels. So staying with my passions is important too. But I like doing styles like breweries do.
Right.
A good Pilsner style, or, a stout or a porter, so we have that in wine as well. So it's nice to bring that to the table. And a lot of people don't know those styles. So, and Colorado offers a lot. So being innovative or revolutionary, as we've been called in some articles, revolutionary. So I started to think what other kind of products would be different. So we do sangria as well, which really we were just doing for parties and for festivals, and there are people like, well, if you bottle that, then, or we'll.
And are you exclusively using just Colorado grapes? Or are you?
We are.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we were
fantastic.
able to do that as of 2016. 2015, we could have. We were locked into some contracts, but it was just. We couldn't predict it from year to year.
Right.
So we were always bringing in some Zinfandel and Sangiovese for our local Italian.
Yeah.
But now we bring in all Colorado, and including the cold hardy varieties for when there are more cold events. We're ready because we've already put them into blends. So we're trying to work with growers and not just get what's popular. Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah, that's the most sold grape in Colorado, and everybody knows it. There's a reason for that, but I think Cabernet Franc does better, so I'll do more of that. And then I'll make sweet Cab Franc all the way to dry Cab Franc.
Wow.
And everything in between, because I know I can get that same thing with Riesling, and that way I can always buy Colorado. That's very important.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you brought wine tonight, and we want to taste them.
All right. Well,
so what do you got for us first?
Well, I have a barrel fermented Chardonnay.
Okay.
And it's my favorite style of Chardonnay. Oh, ladies first.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes.
Cha-cha.
Sorry to
Still
get my
bad.
hand way out
There
in
you
front
go.
of you there.
Do a poly pour here.
That's beautiful right there.
Smells good.
All right. Yeah, it smells delicious.
So a blend of 2 different vintages, and I just found that they blended well together, and I wanted a bigger batch. And one batch was fermented on new oak, and the other batch was fermented on second-year oak, so pretty new. And
yeah, so tell people about barrel fermenting, what that entails.
Well, barrel fermenting is actually one of my favorite styles because it's super easy and fun. For Chardonnay, the barrel fermenting, like it would be for other whites, is we just crush the fresh grapes, press them so we have grape juice, and then we pump them to barrels. So in this case, we use all American oak from Lebanon, Kentucky, so Bourbon country, and as local as possible is our goal. So it's a little bit of a sweeter oak than French oak or anything like that. But it really kind of, those barrels are charred, and they're not charred, like they're toasted, dark toasted inside. So it just, that fermentation just bubbles all that flavor together, and you definitely don't want to try it right away. I mean, as a winemaker, I do. But a customer, you're going to need to let that sit about 6 months minimum. But I let this sit. This was crazy, about 2.5 years. So
oh, wow.
The 17 wasn't in that long, but it was blended together and then aged longer in those same oak barrels.
You can really smell that, huh?
Yeah, you can smell the oak, but
Big time. But
when you taste it, there's so much fruit.
Exactly.
It balances out really nice. It doesn't come. It's not over oaked or.
No,
Yeah.
not
It's
at
a
all.
really
It's
nice
real
flavor.
smooth.
Thank you. Well, with the oak as well, to differentiate myself from the other winery I worked at, they use second-year oak. So it's actually looser grained. It's still tight grain oak, but it's only aged for 2 years in the cooper's yard. We use extra fine grain, which is, of course, more expensive, but doesn't penetrate the wood as much. And you get a lot more subtle flavor, so it's not like a mouthful of wood or smoke or anything like that.
Right.
So I chose to do that right at the beginning, so we had a little bit of a difference of taste locally as well.
Very cool.
It's very good.
Thank you.
It's very tasty.
This is my style. I like
It's-
I like
You
the
like this a
style.
lot,
It's-
yeah.
Crisp too, very crisp, very light.
yeah, and that's
The fruit, it's very fruity.
and I love how you say it's your style because, so for Chardonnay, I made a couple of barrel fermented Chards
Yeah.
years ago, but then my customer base doesn't go for them for whatever
Oh,
reason.
really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
so no oak. I've always done whenever I
Right.
do Chardonnay, it's all stainless steel.
It's interesting. There
Yeah.
used to be so many barrel fermented Chardonnays, and people were screaming for the no oak, which you're still experiencing.
Yeah.
And around us, our customers are like, "Oh, we haven't had oak forever because you can't find those anymore." But it's not like the in-your-face oak like some of the '80s Chardonnays were that they remember. So
That's really good. I like that.
Thank you.
Very tasty.
All right, so what's next? Oh, and then so what does that retail for?
Both of these wines retail for $25.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're a wine club supported winery, so our wine club can access that. And so this is our Cabernet Sauvignon. It's non-vintage as well. It's a blend of 2015 and 16 Cabernet
Nice.
Sauvignon. And we have a barrel trading program with Deer Hammer Distillery in Buena Vista. And we shipped up some of our red wine barrels that had some Syrah in them, and they finished some brandy in those barrels. And I believe they actually got the wine from Julie Balistreri over there, and they made some brandy with them and aged them for a long time and finished them in those barrels. We brought them back and then aged for 6 months in those barrels, the blend of those two vintages.
Wow.
So we didn't want to overpower the wine as well. So
Yeah, and it's it's not it's not overpowered at all. It's really nice.
bourbon barrels can overpower red wines, which actually I like. But being a Cabernet Sauvignon, it's judged so harshly by judges, and I'm entering this one in the Governor's Cup. So I was like, I wanted to make it more subtle.
Yeah.
So not a
think
lot
you-
of new oak
good.
either.
I think I pick up the kind of the hint of the bourbon barrel,
Yep.
that sweetness in the smell, but definitely not overpowering.
Not at all.
And flavor wise, it's real
It's
nice.
very
Just
good.
there's some subtle tannin
Yeah.
to it, and very smooth,
Fruit.
good fruit.
At first it was like cherries,
Yeah,
just
cherries,
like right
yeah.
off the bat. It was
Yep.
like, whoa, this is so good.
Which is classic Cabernet, so it's nice to
Yeah.
keep that in there.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like
Very,
it a lot.
very good. That's very good.
Well, and this is crazy aged in barrels as well. We bottled this last week, so August of 2019. So this has 2015 and 2016 vintages in. So, the 15 was in for, a good solid 3 years, barrels, 3 years plus, so, which is kind of crazy long.
That's
You
crazy
have to
long, yeah,
watch
yeah.
your barrels very close. We top every month to 2 months, so we watch it very close.
Ah, very cool. What do you think? You like bourbon barrel
Oh,
chalk?
this is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, you can definitely taste a little bit of the bourbony kind of, but it's not like it's not the first thing that hits you.
Well, and it is brandy,
Yeah.
not bourbon.
Oh, not bourbon.
I mean,
brandy.
So
brandy.
it's all
Okay.
great
Oh, okay,
product, which is
okay.
exciting. You know,
Wow.
that some of that influence came from a local winery here in Denver.
Yeah.
It's just really amazing.
That's
and
very
Deer
cool.
Hammer does
That's
a
really
lot, some great expressions up there as well. So, and their brandy, which doesn't sell well. A lot of people don't know brandy; they know whiskey.
Right.
Yeah.
And even gin gets in the way of their sales. They say
Yeah.
it's just whiskey. So to have something different, their brandy is just
Yeah.
it's off the charts. So if you enjoy that product,
Yeah.
So
That's really good. Very,
Thank you.
very good. This is what you're going to enter? You enter this one?
this is one of them. We're entering the Chardonnay as well, and then our mead, and we're doing our Vino Salida. That was a blend, but also our Rosso Vermouth. So that is one of our revolutionary products that we do as well. So
Oh, they're all very tasty. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I got a car right there. It's very, very good.
Sounds like
Thank
you're all
you.
liquored up
Yeah,
already
I'm
over
already
there.
liquored up. Dang it.
Well, right on, Steve. For those of us who don't know where Salida is, how would you get there from Denver?
oh, that's super easy. Just hop on 285, head into the mountains, and you go if you're on the west side from C470. You hop on 285 or wherever. Right from that junction, it takes just over 2 hours.
Okay.
And then you go south until you hit the winery where Highway 50 intersects it in Poncha Springs.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for coming
Well, I
up.
appreciate your time.
Thanks,
It's
Steve.
nice-
Yeah, I know you've been making great wine for a long time, and
Thanks,
I'm just
Paul.
glad to have you here today.
I
So,
appreciate it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great
man.
to reconnect.
Hey, well, good luck, and and salute.
There you
Salute.
go.